In the mid-2000s, I was completely surprised by a Australian outback thriller called Wolf Creek. This was the first movie from an Australian director called Greg McLean, and I was blown away by it. I thought it was terrific. It balanced a lot of character development and mixed in a lot of scares and had a fantastic villain. A couple years later, he did an outback crocodile movie called Rogue that unfortunately kind of flew under the radar. There was a big gap between that before he finally put out Wolf Creek 2, and I liked Wolf Creek 2. I didn't like it as much as the first one. I thought it was kind of almost cartoonishly violent, whereas the first one I thought was genuinely scary. The second one was more silly, entertaining, but silly. Here we had a director who put out 3 movies, 2 of which were very good. One was entertaining. And so I was excited that he was putting out another one. The Darkness is a lot different from the stuff that he previously did. It veered right into the supernatural. And unfortunately, it's also nothing like his previous films in terms of quality. The Darkness stunk. Honestly, if I didn't know that it was McLean that directed it, I wouldn't have been able to tell. It didn't have any of the beauty that his previous movies did, because Wolf Creek 1 and 2 very much took advantage of their locations. They were both gorgeous-looking films, especially the first one. And in this, it was very bland. There wasn't anything particularly special. The only thing that was kind of nice, in the beginning, they opened in the Grand Canyon, and some of those shots were really beautiful. But once they got back into suburbia, it was very paint by numbers and nothing really all that great. The movie's about a family that is on vacation in the Grand Canyon, and their youngest son is autistic, and he happens to stumble upon this ancient burial area for these demons that were imprisoned. And there's these stones that if they're taken, they'll release the demons. And of course, the demons want to drive people crazy and steal the souls of young children. He takes the stones, they go back to their house, and all sorts of weird but stupid things are happening. You got demons in your house, and all they seem to do is constantly leave the water faucets on and occasionally leave black handprints all over the place. So really, they were more just annoying house guests than anything particularly dangerous. As the film progresses, however, what the demons do is they bring out the worst in people. And the characters, they each have their own signature flaw, which was a part that I actually kind of liked. For example, the wife was a recovering alcoholic. So the demons started really pushing on that. And there were a few other things. It was actually kind of cool. I don't want to spoil what the other ones were because they were somewhat surprising. The movie itself, though, it just wasn't scary. It just kind of plodded along, and I liked the people that were in it. Kevin Bacon, I always think, gives a great performance. And Radha Mitchell, who McLean's worked with before in Rogue, I thought that, she was good. The kid that played the autistic kid, I thought he did a good job. And the daughter, apparently she's also going to be in the Wolf Creek TV series. She was good. I mean, the main cast, they were good at doing their parts, but there just wasn't really a whole lot of meat to it. The demons were mostly meddling with the autistic kid, and it kind of reminded me of a combination of Poltergeist and the Babadook. The whole third act was very Poltergeist, right down to having someone come to the house to exorcise the demons. The Babadook part was just the way that the demons were kind of interacting with the kid. Only the kid could see them, and it was just this big, dark shadow figure, and there was a lot of noises and doors slamming and scrapes against walls and stuff. It just wasn't as effective as it probably could have been. And then the end, I'm not going to spoil it, but I'll just say that the ending was very abrupt. The ending happened, and then there was this little 15-second epilogue, and then credits. Although this was Blumhouse, but they didn't end on a Bagul scare, so good on them. The Darkness was very disappointing. It was nothing like the director's previous works, and just a very bland, uneventful, not scary horror movie.